Hi guys, welcome back. It's GMan, My World 67. Just wanted to share a quick video with you. I said as these started coming in, I was going to share you with these three purchases that I've made. This is one of them. This is a 545 Pennsylvania 424 or 42. Excuse me, a 442 wheel arrangement. From about 1946. This is a K5 boiler, and I've already unboxed it here, just the box that it came in, and they're over here. I took off the trucks. As you can see, these trucks are just destroyed. One kind of partially good wheel on that one. That's the rear truck, and this is the front truck. And it's got two fairly decent wheels on this side, but the other two are shot completely. So we're going to be replacing the trucks on that, and I'll rebuild those trucks later on. This is the spring that goes underneath between the frame and the truck itself, which helps to keep the truck down on the track. When I got this engine, this came late yesterday evening, and so I've actually had it out. I unboxed it last night and took it out and began to work on it. It seems like once I open a box, that's it. I immediately start working on stuff, regardless, even if I'm working on something else. And it's a bad habit I've tried to break, but I hadn't broken it yet, and I don't know that I ever will. So, but I did want to share this with you. This engine did not run. It would hum a little bit. The wheels were locked on it, and I took it and I sprayed it down real good with WD. Worked it. I spent about an hour working the off and on, working the wheels back and forth, and taking and trying to turn the armature with my thumb. Finally, by rocking the wheels back and forth, it finally began to break loose. Then I got the portable track out, put it on the portable track, and then I rocked it back and forth on the portable track and sprayed some more WD down in the E unit. Now this switch right here, I don't know whether you can see it or not, for the E unit was frozen also and would not move. I mean, you just couldn't budge it. And I sprayed some WD down in it and on it, and sprayed some WD up in to the compartment area, to the motor area on both sides. Tried to get some down into the E unit, and finally it broke loose. And let me show you how it runs. Okay, we got out the old trusty portable track, test track, and so we'll see what goes. Now, I haven't tried to run it this morning. Now the E unit's still sticking on it. But there it goes. And it's running smooth. Now I'm going to take it out on the track after I clean it all up. And I'm going to go back in. Now what I did manage to do, and it helped, was I managed to clean this armature in place while it was in the case. So I moved it with my thumb, and once it started moving, I just kept moving it and moving it around, and then I took a piece of real light grade sandpaper, 400 grit, and just kind of sand it down just a little bit lightly to get the oxide and the rust off of it. And then I took the green pad and went over it again. Now I cleaned the wheels. Not perfectly clean, but I cleaned them up enough to where they would make contact. I mean, this engine was just really cruddy dirty, and you can still see a lot of the crud and the dirt on it because I have not thoroughly cleaned it. I just kind of wiped it all down. The light does not work, so I'm thinking either the bulb is loose or I'm gonna have to put in another bulb. Other than that, this engine has no dents, no cracks. The structure of the shell is actually still good. The paint is actually good. I believe that once we get it washed up, cleaned up, I'll not even have to paint it. I might put a little clear on it when I get done with it. I may not, but the engine overall is great. Now, this is not a $10 engine. I wish it was, but I had to give about $30, $35 for it, and but it's worth it. It's well worth it. The 5.61s, the 5.45s, great runners. They're quiet, they're smooth. Just absolutely great engines. And I've always loved American Flyer, as I've said in the past. I've always loved Marks, and I've stayed with American Flyer and Marks, even though I've had other trains, because I like all trains. So if I find one that's a basket case that needs fixed, I usually get it and fix it up, especially if it's one I've ever had or one that I don't have. But my favorite engines have been always American Flyer and Marks. And since I really have my Marks where I want it now, with the exception of 2 or 3 pieces, I've got time now to go back and start putting my American Flyer back together. My pre-war O gauge, S gauge has always been my passion, but my pre-war O gauge is an area that I've always loved, and I want to get back, especially in the 3/16 scale, and build that back up, because my engines, my roster primarily is going to be built up of Flyer, Marks, and K-Line. All right, guys, that's all I have for you right now. Oh yeah, before I leave, I wanted you to see the world's greatest show, American Flyer Circus car, finished. And with the exception of this area right here, you can't even tell that it's been repaired. And I'm going to go back at a later date, and I'm going to work on that a little more, get that smoothed out a little more. I don't know why it's so rough, even after all the sanding and repair, but we're going to get that as straight as we can and go back and do it. Now, I was thinking about doing it red, as John suggested, John Long, but I had this desert sand, and it actually looked like it would be pretty good fit for the bottom side of that car, for that skirt. And so I went ahead and used that for now. I might go back and repaint it red later. If I ever get another one, I might do them both red. But right now, I think that desert sand is a pretty good fit. Looks good. And we're going to go with that. All right. That's all I have for you for now. Let me show you the other side of this car real quick. You can hardly even tell that there was a repair made from the surface. Now on the inside, you can see where I've added in the plastic. Just barely, but you can see it. And I painted it. And I touched up around the windows and the hand irons by the doors. They were badly worn and faded. Now we have an almost like new, or at least a very good circus car. As I said, as always, happy rails. Until next time, this is GMan. Bye-bye.